All right, joining us right now is Shiv Sena MP Arvind Sawant. Mr. Sawant, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. First of all, I want to know from you, of course, this discussion is going to be about the health check of COVID-19. But let me quickly ask you, how's the health of your alliance?
Absolutely stout, strong enough, and fighting with COVID right now.
No, so alliance is healthy. Everything fine.
Healthy, absolutely healthy. Stout, I said. Strong enough. Not to worry about it.
Mr. Sawant, it's a three-party alliance. Obviously, I can understand there'll be a little bit of push and shove. That's understandable. But how do you react to statements by the Congress, tall Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, who says that we are supporting the government. We are not the government. We are not the decision makers in Maharashtra. Well, he is part of the government. Congress has 12 odd ministers.
First thing is that, let me tell you frankly, the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, whatever decisions he is taking collectively. All the three parties sit together, discuss the issues elaborately, and then take the decisions. Secondly, as far as the statement of the Rahul Gandhi ji is concerned, look at the statement in details. What did he say? He said that I don't have a key decision. I am not a key decision maker in Maharashtra. But in other states, we are a key decision maker. What it means that he is the top leader of the Congress party, and the party is ruling the other three states, where directly he can impose whatever decisions he wants to give it, direct to the state governments. In case of Maharashtra, the decisions he cannot directly impose, but the decisions or any suggestions are being discussed among all the three parties. And they come with a consensus out and then take the work accordingly.
Okay.
And that is happening. It's very, there is a uniformity, there is a understanding.
No, Mr. Sawant, the reason why I ask you this question is because there is a leader of various Congress leaders, say for instance, Mr. Sanjay Nirupam, who says that the views of the Congress are not being accommodated and the Chief Minister is doing his own thing. And that's why we have reached a chaotic situation.
Ask Sanjay Nirupam to introspect himself. His views are not taken into consideration by his own party.
Okay.
Forget about the ruling party over here or the government. His own party is not taking consideration, giving any consideration to his opinions. So that doesn't matter anything.
Okay.
Absolutely no issue at all.
Mr. Sawant, but how serious do you think is this threat called Operation Kamal? A lot of leaders have said that the BJP is trying to destabilize or topple opposition governments. It has accused them of doing so in the past also. Do you think this can be brushed aside or brushed away, or there is an actual imminent threat to your government from the BJP?
I don't think actual imminent threat over it. It's okay. It has been, they are trying, they were trying, and they will try. But it doesn't make a difference to us. Maharashtra has got a different culture. People have got belongingness to the thoughts and act also, both. So therefore, the Maharashtra is altogether different from the other state. What they could get a success in the Madhya Pradesh or Karnataka or Goa, they are altogether different issues and different style of working over there. Here the people believe in commitment.
No, I ask you this question, Mr. Sawant, because Sharad Pawar, he spoke to NDTV and he said that Devendra Fadnavis is getting impatient. He uses the word impatience. I think in the context of forming a government.
I think, Sharad Pawar ji is a very big leader for me. I am a small man. But then what do you say? It's a fact, no? See, the way Devendra Fadnavis is coming forward and making statements, accusing the government, instead of extending cooperation, extending help, guiding the government, he was a chief minister. He knows much better that. He comes openly on the media and criticizes the government. Whereas the people of the Maharashtra are expecting him to come forward and extend cooperation, which he is not doing. And what he feels that had he been to the chief minister of the state, what he could have done. And that is why he is impatient. That's absolutely a right word he has used. Because the way the former chief minister of Maharashtra is coming in public and on media, and the way he is expressing, he is really impatient. He feels that the government should be toppled and striving hard for that.
Okay. Mr. Sawant, I'm now going to concentrate a major chunk of this interview on fighting COVID-19 because I feel that this politics is nothing but something on the sidelines. What is most important is the fight against COVID-19. So my most important question is, you've been accused, or the government is being accused of not being prepared as far as hospital beds are concerned, in terms of putting your medical infrastructure in place, that hospitals are swelling with patients, dead bodies are lying along with patients recovering. I don't think that is a pleasant sight, Mr. Sawant.
Please try to understand the present 2-3 points I would like to raise in front of you. You have given an opportunity. Thank you so much for that. One is that we are fighting with the enemy who is invisible. Second is that nobody anticipated throughout the world what will be the number of this epidemic. Initially it was epidemic, now it is pandemic. Why you are using the word pandemic? So the question is that it is not happening only in Maharashtra or in the other state. It is happening throughout the country, throughout the world it is happening. So nobody is able to anticipate. Present the system or present hospitals, number of hospitals, either private or government or municipal, was sufficient till yesterday. The moment the corona has affected, the pandemic has attacked on us, from that day onwards we came to know that we need more beds, and we must appreciate that the Honorable Chief Minister took interest himself and created one hospital in Bandra, BKC, where 1,000 beds hospital was created within 15 days time. One must appreciate that, along with ICU. 2,000 beds were created at NESCO. 700 or 800 beds were created at NSCI.
No, I agree with all of that, Mr. Sawant. See, my point is, I'm sure governments are putting their best foot forward. Surely no government wants people to die. I agree with that assessment. My only point over here is, do you think it is a pleasant sight or a good picture to see a dead body lying in the ward, COVID-19 ward? I think that's shocking. Imagine what would go in the minds of people who are getting their treatment done, to have a body lying next to them.
It is disheartening to watch such things, It cracks. It really disheartening to watch all this thing. We get disappointed, feel very sorry about it. But it's
but
not
then what is the government doing about it?
What I'm saying, listen to me. The number of mortality, if you take a rate of mortality, it is hardly 3.4. So when the patient dies in the ward, and that too a COVID ward, you cannot simply remove and take it out. There are some formalities. So adjacent bed, there are curtains are to be raised. Somebody is doing mischief with all these things. I do agree. I don't say it has never happened. It may not happen. The number of patients are increasing day by day. And that is the reason the government has acquired all private hospitals. Not only that, they have capped the charges also, so that nobody should be exploited by even private hospitals. So now this government is almost well equipped and is striving hard to see that everybody gets a proper treatment for COVID.
Okay. Mr. Sawant, my next question pertains to a sort of a state versus center fight over a very crucial issue of migrants. And I think Maharashtra, being a state where there is among the highest number of migrant laborers who are, we saw those sad pictures of the migrant exodus. Now, there's this Shramik train, and there is a lot of politics over the Shramik train, where you have the railway minister himself tweeting away at 2 in the night, saying that, we gave so many trains, Maharashtra government is not responding, they're not accepting, why play with the lives? The centre's assessment is that it is not our responsibility alone to ferry these migrants. States must also take their share of the blame.
Good. You asked me this question. In fact, I did not want to go into the politics of it, but the fact I would like to put, what is the procedure over there? The 550 more, around 600 trains have already gone from Maharashtra. Ask Piyush Goyal ji how those trains have gone, how the list was prepared. All of a sudden, on a day, on a Facebook Live, the Honorable Chief Minister just quoted that. The fact is that, they quoted that we were demanding 80 trains, but we were getting 40. Whose fault it is? It's not that he has blamed central government. There are intricacies in it. There are state governments who are opposing for the arrival of the trains from Mumbai. They were not saying that don't send so many trains. I have got proof with it. The people had been to the station. I have made the DRM also. The government authorities also. They said we were demanding 10. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, either the Bihar government or UP government or even like West Bengal, because now they are suffered with Amphan cyclone. So they said, no, don't send so many trains. What to do? You tell me what to do. Now the second part is that Mumbai is densely populated. The procedure was that on the contrary, he should have appreciated the government, state government, along with the Home Department, police particularly, it's not their duty, but they have taken a lot of interest. They were interested with this duty. What they did, all those migrants were asked to register their name as the local police station, which is close to them. So they gathered the information, then separated it, because that is to be sorted out. Who wants to go to who wants to go to Bihar, who wants to go to Jharkhand, who wants to go to West Bengal. Then after sorting out, they come to another number. That number they used to inform to the Maharashtra's state level authorities of government. Now he is to collect that data. That data was collected not by name, by number. And with that data, they used to tell the railways, we need so many trains. But then what is to have, that was happening. When we asked for 80, they used to give 40. Now by that time, these migrants become impatient and they started migrating. Because they thought that the moment they registered, they'll get the train next day. Today he's saying, I'll give 125 trains. Within 1 hour.
You're basically trying to say that the moment you register these migrants and if the train is provided immediately, the state government will facilitate the process.
Yes, absolutely. You are absolutely. See, the Honorable Chief Minister since beginning.
No, but then how do you explain Piyush Goyal saying that we were giving trains? Maharashtra is not accepting.
Let me complete. The Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra consistently and continuously was demanding for provision of railway trains and railway services with the Honorable Prime Minister of the India.
I agree with that, Mr. Sawant, but how do you explain the railway minister himself? This will be a case of your word against his. He says, I am willing to give trains. You are saying I am also willing to accept trains. Then why is there a shortage?
Had he said that much only, I am willing to give you the number of trains, 125 trains, he should have sat, or he should have asked some general managers to sit together. Let us finalize and do it. I will give you as much number as you want. Don't cry about the numbers. But he said further, within 1 hour you give me the list. The procedure itself was not allowed, prepared to give list within 1 hour. Is it possible? You tell me in the midnight, you will tell tomorrow 11 o'clock you have to bring the passengers for the West Bengal train. Now all these passengers.
No, one moment. You're basically saying that the central government used to send trains at a very short notice and you could not arrange these passengers.
Yeah, sure.
How short was this notice? This is very important.
That day, his statement itself shows how short notice it was. Give me a list in 1 hour. These people are scattered throughout the city, throughout Maharashtra, you can say. They have to contact these people. They have to dial the people and tell by tomorrow.
No, I'm going to ask the central government this question, Mr. Sawant. Right now, this seems to be a very strong claim, a very strong allegation that you are saying that if you can't expect people to suddenly appear within a matter of a few minutes or hours.
No, not possible at all. Let it be anybody, because they have to call the passengers who have registered their name, then call them at the police station, take the roll call, then see medical visit, then put them in the BST buses provided by the
Have you discussed this with the centre?
With the police.
Mr. Sawant, has this been told to the centre? Has this been told to the central government?
It's not the blame game. It did not. Had he so sensitive about it and so compassionate about it, I felt sorry about him that he should have come forward when the 16 people died at Jalna, in between Sambhajinagar and Jalna. There he kept silent and he made a what you can say, mole out of a mountain out of a mole, which was not correct one.
So you're saying that Piyush Goyal was insensitive by not speaking about that incident where migrants were crushed by a train, but did choose to speak over this issue.
So sensitive, so immediate. And that also he was giving quit. But not fair enough from his side. Why much for?
I just hope if the rail minister is watching this broadcast.
He belongs to Mumbai. He knows is Mumbai.
Yeah, two or three
And
things that Mr. Arvind Sawant has directly asked Piyush Goyal. I just hope that Mr. Piyush Goyal is watching this broadcast and he gives a reply, because I think the
Let us
points
come
that you are making
together.
deserve a reply,
of
and the reply
making-
must be heard.
I said, I request, let us, instead of blaming each other, if we are compassion about the migrants, let us sit together
Okay.
and resolve it.
Okay, my final question,
will-
Mr. Arvind Sawant, before I let you go. The Home Minister has spoken to chief ministers of various states. You know, lockdown 4 is about to end. Many states are now demanding for a lockdown extension, which means a lockdown 5.0. I want to know, what is the view of the Maharashtra government? Do you want an extension of the lockdown?
I see the present situation do not permit us to remove the lockdown. I don't, the number is increasing. But still, the mentality of the people are so mentally depressed now. They feel some relaxation has to be given. As it is, the Maharashtra government has already given relaxation. They are just separated two zones. One is a green, other is a red. Within the green zones, we have already allowed the transportation within the zone. We have allowed the shops to open. People are coming, but not from the red zone to green zone. Now, the people from red zone are the most sufferers. And they are there also. Every day I come across that there is one more patient in the adjacent building, this building, that building. Number is increasing, and that is alarming. The situation is serious. So government has to think about it very seriously. What to do?
No, but then you are
Because-
saying this despite the fact that Maharashtra contributes
the
the
number is-
maximum number of cases. Maharashtra has the maximum number of cases. Despite that, you feel you are advocating for relaxations.
No, that's what I'm saying. It is difficult for us also to relax also. The number is just because of Mumbai. Number is just because Pune. Number is just because both these are metropolitan cities. We are densely populated. That is the reason. That is the reason the number is more.
Okay.
And the decongestion is the only issue for that. The more the people live smoothly, then.
Okay. All right, Mr. Arvind Sawant, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. That was Shiv Sena MP Arvind Sawant with his views, and I think he has asked some very pertinent questions of the Rail Minister Piyush Goyal, and we would really urge the Rail Minister to perhaps reply, because this is a very crucial point for the migrants, but I feel that unfortunately in the state versus centre imbroglio, they were collateral damage. So will the Rail Minister answer to these direct questions asked by Arvind Sawant? Mr. Sawant, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV.